million, and Dan Myers, whose investment group lost a total of $1.2 million. Good evening to both of you. Thanks for being with us. Andrea, let's begin with you. I'll put the same question to the two of you, but starting with you, can you explain how you became a victim of fraud?
Yeah, Marcia, thank you very much. And we were given an opportunity to make an investment here in Canada, in Toronto, through an associate that we had that brought us to a law firm here, Cassels. And the attorney there, Gregory Peoples, went ahead and informed us of all of the details of the investment. And that's basically, after coming and doing our due diligence here in Toronto, we decided that it would be a good investment for our family, and that the returns would be something that we would be able to look forward to for, some influx into our, business.
You're from Chicago, so where did things go wrong?
Basically, a few days after our money arrived into the law firm's trust account, it was directed to be transferred out of the trust account inappropriately, and it took us about 8 years to get a paper trail from them to find out where the money actually went to.
8 years. Dan, is your story similar?
Yes, it's very similar. We came to this particular investment in almost the same manner. We were introduced to a Mr. Cranston. There was a meeting that was set up for us, which we had required to meet with Mr. Cranston, but primarily Mr. Herniak, who was the alleged traitor, and also with his attorney that he claimed had been his attorney for more than 12 or 13 years. Mr. Peoples was also the senior partner, or a senior partner, and a former managing partner of Cassels and Brock. Of course, when we came to meet with them, we were very impressed, feeling that there was a considerable credibility on the part of this particular investment, simply because we were sitting down with a senior partner of Cassels and Brock, one of the prestigious law firms here in Toronto. We did invest, 12 of us, all seniors, between the ages of 70 to 85. That's what the ages are today. It's interesting that it was just 10 years ago that we met with those individuals at Cassels and Brock's major offices, and it was just 10 years ago today that we wired our money into Cassels and Brock per instructions that they had given to us.
And so that our audience is clear, this has already gone through the courts.
That's correct, yes. It's gone through the court, through the summary judgment, and we've already received a summary judgment by Judge Grace, and we are now in an appeal only because Mr. Herniak has appealed that summary judgment against him.
He's appealed. And so what is then the next step? And before we run out of time, I'm wondering, is there any hope left that either of you will recoup your losses?
Well, Marcia, we are hoping to recoup our losses. That's why we continue to travel, on our own expense to come here to Toronto to try to afford, to try to see if the authorities at this point will help. No investigation has ever been made criminally against any of these people. We've made numerous attempts to deal with the Law Society of Canada and the RCMP. We actually, all of our investigation efforts have been thwarted with no answers from any of the authorities as to what happens. We get to a certain point and there's a stalemate that happens.
And Dan, I'll let you have the final word. Why is that? Why do you think you're not receiving support from Canadian authorities?
Well, that's a very good question. We feel that we have not had the kind of support that is necessary from the press in Canada. There's been some in the States, but it seems as though when we are dealing with white-collar crimes in Canada, there is just not the interest on the part of the police or on the part of much of the legal profession. It would be, I believe, incumbent upon the press in Canada to do the kind of due diligence and to do the kind of study that would be necessary in order to make this kind of thing impossible in Canada, and certainly upon investors from the States, and hopefully for your own investors here in Canada.
Is Cassels and Brock still in operation?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Andrea Bosco and Dan Myers, thank you very much, both of you. Good luck, and thanks for taking the time to speak with us tonight. Appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Marcia, for bringing a face to it.
Good night now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, Will and Kate get set for their royal tour.